If you need to control it or measure it, Stromquist & Company has a control solution for you. With over $2 million of inventory between our Georgia and Florida locations, an easy-to-use online ordering platform, same-day shipping, and a factory-trained team of controls experts to answer your questions, Stromquist & Company continues in its tradition of offering great service and great products. One of the really cool things, is obviously the thermostat you have in the house.
Yeah.
And you guys, as far as I know, are the first people to install the new Nest thermostat. So in a minute, you're going to take us over and show us what you guys did with it. But that is one cool looking thermostat. Tell me, how did you find out about this and what's Moncrief's involvement?
The Nest really hit the market via social media. This came on the scene via Facebook, Twitter. I was at a service call one Monday morning and my phone was just lighting up with people texting me and emailing me and Facebook messaging me and hitting Moncrief's Facebook page at Moncrief Air.
Yeah.
And people were just saying, I want it.
Yeah.
That was all people said, I want.
Yeah.
I want, period.
Period. I love it.
I got to work on getting one.
Yeah.
And so they've sold out of them, obviously. They're super high demand, which you're in the control business. Have you ever seen
nothing like that?
This kind of, Honeywell would dream to have this kind of a problem.
Right. Well, I'm a little bit upset that Nest hadn't called me and said, hey, we want you to be your distributor. But that's another story.
We'll get there. I'll work on it. I know someone. I'll talk to him.
Oh, you know a guy, huh? Hey, Tony Fidel, call me. Cool.
But yeah, we ordered one. I had to have one. I had to install it. I wanted to be a guinea pig, and I can tell you it's a cool thermostat.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
So you've actually got one installed we're going to take a look at in a minute, but say a bit about what does it do different than most thermostats?
Well, they basically started with the most successful thermostat on the market, the Honeywell T87.
Yeah. Classic.
It looks great. Everyone knows how to use it.
Right.
You do not need an instruction manual to figure out how to work that thermostat. Even
I can figure out.
Even the little old lady can figure it out.
Yeah.
Everyone can do it. So they took that design paradigm. They said, let's just have a dial that we turn.
Yeah.
It's easy. Turn it up, turn it down.
Right.
And then from there, they kind of injected it with, the new Silicon Valley, whiz-bang kind of, intelligent, intuitive, sleek design that we've kind of all grown accustomed to with our iPhones and
Phil and I are big Apple fans. We both have iPhones and iMacs and all that. So yeah. Look at the box. I mean,
it's got to look cool.
Yeah. I just want to open this, don't you?
Yeah. Opening this is much like opening any Apple product. It's an unveiling. Every layer you peel away is something cooler underneath.
Really well thought out, huh?
And it's all recyclable and all that stuff, obviously. But so this thermostat, you do not have to learn how to use this thermostat. It learns how you use a thermostat. So you just live with it.
Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning, you turn the heat up. When you go leave work, you turn the heat down.
Right.
When you come home from work, you turn it back up. It's going to start noticing a pattern in your schedule. And even though your schedule is wildly variable, it kind of rolls with the punches.
It's got some artificial intelligence built into it. And occupancy sensors too.
It's got occupancy sensors. It knows when you're home, when you're not home.
Right.
It knows the outdoor temperature. So it knows that if it's, 15 degrees outside, it knows it's going to have to kick the heat on a little bit earlier.
Ooh.
To heat the house up in time for you to be home.
Now, how does it know that? I mean, does it have some sort of like a wireless connection where it's actually...
This is connected to Wi-Fi.
Cool.
So you need a Wi-Fi. You don't have to have a Wi-Fi network in your house, but it unlocks more features if you do.
So if you do, okay, cool. So it's actually seeing what the temperature is in your neighborhood.
And there's a companion iPhone app, Android app. There's a web page. Any web browser around the world you can log into and adjust your thermostat.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. That's so cool.
And the web page makes it a little bit easier to program. You can kind of lay everything out and kind of see it on a big screen rather if you don't want to fuss with it on here. Because you do have the ability to come in here and edit the program that it learned for you.
Right.
But otherwise, you just live with it. You just kind of do your thing.
So Phil, can you take us and show us the application?
Let's do it. Okay, so we're installing the Nest here. Sub base, looks familiar. Got your normal standard terminals. It even comes with a little level built in, makes it pretty easy. Again, this is kind of geared for a DIY market, so they're not necessarily going to have a level in their tool bag, but it's a handy feature for anybody. So then you take your Nest thermostat, and it just clips on.
So that is really cool.
So, okay, so we got the heat set up. So right now it's telling us what, it's 69 degrees, or is that the set point?
72 in here, and we're set to 69.
Okay.
So just like your old T87, you just turn this thing up and down.
Uh-huh.
You can see as we turn it down, we're going to get our little leaf to come on here.
Cool, so the leaf lets us know we're saving energy.
Correct.
Green leaf,
Correct.
saving energy.
Yep.
Way cool. And then the colors sort of changed too. So you got, what,
Yeah,
it goes
look at,
from,
watch this. So we'll go crank it up.
I'll call you right back.
oh, it starts going like orange?
Yeah, and it gets red and red. So if
So as
we,
it gets redder and redder, it's like, you know, you're using too much energy to really want to do this thing, huh?
as this thermostat learns how your home operates, it'll tell you how long it's going to take to get to 78 degrees.
Oh, wow.
We haven't had this one in place long enough for it to build that kind of a history, but it will eventually learn that.
Oh, wow. So, look at that. That's way cool. So then it'll let you know when you can expect it to be 78 degrees
Yep.
in your house. Way cool.
A lot of homeowners, you know, will turn it up to 80 degrees thinking it's going to heat the house up faster.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's kind of what that's telling you, is like it doesn't work any faster. It takes longer.
There you go. Okay.
So if you just wanted the heat to come on and knock the chill out of the house, there's no need to crank it up to 80 degrees and then maybe walk away and forget about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, wow, this has such a great tactile feel to it too, and I like the sound. I mean, very, very cool design.
Design is the big part of this. You know, people aren't going to be interested in if it doesn't look good on the wall.
Yeah.
And there, to date, hasn't really been a thermostat that does look good on the wall.
That is really a good looking set. So break me down. You also had some things here too, some settings along the side there when we first came in. So how do we get to those? What's
You just click the bezel, it clicks in.
oh, you just push it. Okay, it's cool.
And this is how you unlock all your different settings.
Oh,
and
energy. Okay, school schedule.
You can change between heat and cool here.
Oh, wow. Way cool.
It even
or
has
turn
a-
it off, huh? Or range, yeah.
It has a range mode, so you can even go in here and set a range. So
Oh,
I
how
want the
cool is
house to
that?
stay between these parameters,
Yeah.
and it'll do it. It'll switch the air on, the heat on,
So it's like an auto heat cool changeover.
which is important in an office like this where, you know, throughout the end of the day, no matter what time of year it is, sometimes the heat or the air will need to kick on.
Yeah,
A lot of people in here, all the computers and
running
all that stuff,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
So it looks like it's got an occupancy sensor built into it.
it does, yeah. When you step away from it, the screen will go black.
Right?
When you walk up to it, it comes back on.
So I just push this in like this, and it gives me the settings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, actually, you were actually showing me this thing actually had, like, it showed you the wiring diagram, how to wire it up, which is kind of interesting
Yeah.
too.
All right, we're going to go into settings here. And we give us a few options. Some things are standard to most thermostats. You got a fan mode. You can lock the screen to prevent people from tampering with it, which is kind of nice. You'd have to use a little passcode to unlock the thermostat. This is how it schedules itself. So it's not like a program that you put in. It actually learns how you use the thermostat. So you can kind of reboot that if you needed to. Some screen settings. This is kind of fun. You can name your thermostat. If you had multiple thermostats in the house, you can assign them a name. When you log on online, you know which one you're talking about.
Oh, how cool is that?
Network, put in our Wi-Fi. That was very, very easy to set up. We have our Moncrief wireless here. This is my email, so I can set it up with my account on home.nest.com. You can access your thermostat from any computer anywhere in the world.
Oh, wow. Would actually, if something goes wrong with it, would actually send you an email out letting you
You know,
know
I don't know if
there's a
they built that in yet. I think that's coming. This is like anything else with, there will be updates as they see how people use this thing. You put in your zip code here so it can draw local weather. Again, the more it knows about its surroundings, the more accurately it's going to control your house. And this is a cool feature from a technician side of this, the wiring. So this is what happens when you wire this thing and you plug it in for the first time. You'll get this screen here. This screen is telling you what wire terminals you've wired in. It'll figure that out. And it'll figure out kind of what kind of system you got based on what you've wired in.
Awesome.
So if I had a wire in that O and B terminal, it would think I have a heat pump and it would configure itself as a heat
For
pump.
a heat pump. Wow. Way cool.
You verify and you can tell it whether or not that was indeed
Yeah.
what you have or not, but it was right this time.
Yeah.
So
Way cool.
very cool. So you just go in and you can, you know, it tells me I have a heating system, a cooling system, and a fan. So it kind of figured all that out. On other systems I've installed, it had multiple stages of heat. It kind of had all that listed out there too.
Way cool.
Yeah, very cool. And we were done. So you just click to get out. This thing's very easy to use.
Those of you who need a Nest installation, you can contact Phil and his crew at moncriefair.com. And you can also follow Phil on Twitter at
Moncrief Air.
Moncrief Air. Anything else, Phil?
That's it.
Thank you so much for showing us the Nest Thermostat.